Hey, today I'm going to show you how to draw this really easy moon illustration in Inkscape. So if you're ready, come along and take a look. So we'll start off by drawing a simple circle. So use the ellipses and circles tool and just draw that circle out. I'm going to change the default color to that blue from the Hello Summer color palette. You can find this color palette and get it for free just using the link down below. After that, I'm going to duplicate this circle. There you see it. I'm just taking it away and put it back so you can see that it's just been duplicated. So the next step is I've moved the circle about a third of the way over. Maybe about half the way over. You don't have to be precise. And then I've changed the color to that light gray lavender-ish color from the color palette. I'm going to select both of them. And once I select them, this is going to let me divide them. So we just divided that using the shortcut, which is Control Divide, the divide button. You can find all the shortcuts that I use in my ebook, which is Inkscape Ready Set Go. The link for that is also down below. So once it's been divided, I can change the colors. So I have half of my crescent moon as the light blue and the other half as the darker blue. Now we're ready to make the nose. So I'm just going to use that dark blue section and I'm going to duplicate it. Once I've got it duplicated, I'm going to slide it over just like clicking and dragging it over, and then I will shrink it down. So it's like a little, maybe like a small, button size, and then move it over to the crescent moon just about halfway, and then you can use the color dropper tool to match the light blue color. We're going to use the crescent moon to make the eye and the mouth. So I'm just going to duplicate that light blue crescent moon and I will rotate it to get it on its side so the curved part's at the bottom. And then I'll shrink it down to make it small enough. Well, you can see I moved over the crescent moon, but that's not a big deal. I can just use Control Z to put it back. So I go back to shrinking down that duplicated one, and then I can change the color to black using the color dropper tool. And then I'm going to do that same thing again to make the mouth. Now that we've got the eyes and the mouth done, let's put in those craters. So we're just going to use the circle and ellipsis tool, and we're just going to make small circles. So we don't want them all to be the same size. So it doesn't really matter what size the first one is. Once I have that one, I'm just going to change the color using the color dropper tool again. I'm changing it to that light grayish color. And then I can double click to get the rotation nodes and move it where I want. To make copies of this, I'm just going to click and hold the space bar and then drag that first crater over a few times. Once we've got all the craters done, we're just going to combine them into one. So instead of us having, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different craters, I'm going to select them all and then combine them all using the shortcut, which is Control Plus. And I'll move it away and you can see that instead of being 6 different pieces, they're all in one layer now. All right, so we have all our craters combined, but you can see that we have like extra bumps hanging off the ends, which we don't really want. So I'm just going to duplicate the crescent moon and then I'm going to select the craters and the moon and use the shortcut, which is Control Divide. And there you'll see that it has sliced up all of the pieces that we don't want, and we can just go in and select them one by one and delete them. So we have a nice clean finish to the craters. instead of having, little bits hanging off the ends that we don't really want. And this will give you like a nice clean cut when you go to cut that out in your cutting machine. And you don't waste vinyl, which I know nobody wants to do. So from here, I can just select the craters again and combine them all. We're ready to apply the texture. So I'm just going to import the textures bundle and get ready to start using that. If you don't have it, you can download that. The link is also down below for you to find out where you can get the textures bundle. So I'm going to use the blue and I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to enlarge it so it covers the whole area. All right, so we're going to put the texture inside of the craters. And to do this, we're going to duplicate our layer, and then we're going to select the crater layer and the texture bundle, and we're going to use the shortcut Control Star, and that will, ta-da, magically put that texture right inside of those craters. All right, I'll zoom in here so you can see the texture on there. So it gives us, a nice, kind of like realistic looking crater. I can see that I have like some extra nodes and parts of the craters that are sticking out that go on beyond the edge of the moon, which I don't really want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that up. And just so that I can see it better, I'm going to put like a darker background on there. So I'm going to use this blue square, this blue rectangle, and put it behind, change it to black. So, and then zoom in so that I can see all of those little edges that I want to get rid of. And I'm just going to double click on them, or you can click on N, which is the shortcut to get the nodes, and then I can see them, and then I can delete them as I want. And when I'm done, it'll be like a nice clean edge. All right, so everything is cleaned up. Our edges are looking nice and smooth, smoother than they were. And it's, it's really up to you to decide how smooth you want them. If you want to get rid of every single extra little node, it's especially probably more important if you're working on a dark background like this black background. So I'm just going to move those textures out of the way. I'm done with it. That's it for today. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this, and I will see you again next Friday. Bye.